Welcome back to 3-Day Weekend. I am with Lightning, our 2017 XP for 1000. It has a bit of an issue whenever we take it out on the sand dunes. I say whenever, we've only been there once, but it happened multiple times in the same day. We get so much air on the rear end, regular, that we keep blowing out these axles. We lost 2 axles in one day, so we don't want that to happen again. I'm pretty sure it's because of these aftermarket radius rods that came with the machine when we got it. Has thrown off the geometry just a little bit, and it's hyperextending the axle. That's my guess. So to fix that, we're going to limit the travel with some straps that I just got. So let's get started. The straps we picked out aren't anything fancy. They are Super ATV, just plain old straps, non-adjustable, regular old straps. And we're gonna install them there and here. And I've already checked, and it does limit them by a few inches. So that'll be good. It already felt like it was limited a little bit before because these radius rods hit the rear bumper. Just something else that we've noticed. So if you take this apart and try to put this on later, you can't get the bumper on until those are on. There's a clearance issue right there, just between whatever this bumper is and these Wolfpack radius rods. Again, all came with the machine. Not saying they're bad, they're just some clearance issues. But it didn't limit it enough, so we're going to get serious so that he doesn't blow axles apart on the next trip. On our normal trails, we don't fly that high frequently. There's not that much air, so it hasn't really been an issue. But when we're out on the sand dunes, it's constant, just constantly jumping and going over the whoop section and all that. The suspension takes a beating, so it's got to be done, and we're gonna do it. As with any other Super ATV thing that I bought, it did not come with instructions, so you have to go to the website. Normally I print them out, but it's just a 2-pager. The first page shows you what you get. Second page shows you the instructions. We're gonna put the bolt in the thing, and put the bolt through the frame of the shock, and then put a spacer on, and then put the thing on there, and then put a nut on it. I could do that. Yeah. Oh, this one, the bolt goes the other way. Alright, so the bolt comes from the inside and goes out, and on this one, it's the other way around. That seems simple enough. Let's give it a whirl. It seems simple enough. That's the bolt, the bottom one, but it opens right into the side of the rear storage bin. So you can't just take it out and put a new one. Well, you can take it out because it's facing the other way, but you can't put the new one in from the back because this is in the way. So in order to do it right, I have to take that out. Things just get more complicated so quickly. This does not come out without taking off the roll cage. And I am not taking off the roll cage. So this bolt is gonna go in. Hopefully it doesn't touch it on the other side. We're gonna run it in. Why would this one go in and that one, why would it make a difference? I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't. We'll find out, but I'm gonna run it that way. I'm not spending a day tearing this thing apart for a limit strap. Come on. It's a 19mm nut and bolt. There we go. Okay. Stick it in. Switch to a 10mm hex. Oh, and we need to tighten. Okay, that one's in. Oof. I don't like that the nut isn't fully on there. Another executive decision has been made. This one's going threaded out. That way I can put that together, and then I should be able to compress the spring and just slip this over the end. It's kind of a pain to line all that up. Maybe that's why they wanted you to do it up there, but short of taking the box off or drilling a giant hole, that's not happening. So we're going to try it this way. So it's completely backwards from what the instructions said to do. But again, in theory, it should work. It should work. Just like that. That is fully supporting it. You see how it holds up over time. I do the same thing on the other side. One potato, two potato. They're on. But I think we're in trouble because I just realized that this has a lift kit in it, and that's why it's been blowing out axles. I thought it was the geometry on those radius rods, which I said in the beginning of the video. That's not it at all. Well, it might be a contributing factor, but the reason that bolt wouldn't come out is because there's a lift kit bracket which moved the position of the shock back. So the shock is mounted right there, but originally it was mounted up there. So it's moved back quite a bit, like 6 inches, and down a couple of inches, which drastically changes the geometry of the rear suspension and hyperextends the shocks and blows out the axles. So I'm not sure where we're going to go from here. I think those aren't going to be enough, and I might have to get some adjustable straps and replace those brand new ones. That's okay, we'll throw them on Gerald or something. I'm not too worried about that, but I think that's what we need to do. So I've talked to Tyler, the owner. We're going to think about it and revisit, because I'd hate to roll the dice and take a chance and we end up blowing out another axle out in Michigan. That's where we are with this one. More to follow, but we're going to call it a day today. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every viewer and every subscriber, especially you members. You guys are amazing, and we really appreciate the support. As long as you're here, leave us a thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything, but really helps us out a lot. Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I reply to every comment I get. But in the meantime, thanks again for watching, and I hope I'll see you here for another video on 3-Day Weekend.